NFTs are down bad. Let's be honest, folks. If you guys haven't been living under a rock, I'm sure you guys have seen the NFT and crypto industry as a whole is in pretty rough shape. Today, guys, I'm going to talk with you guys a little bit about what I would do right now during this opportunity to maximize my profits in the future and, of course, make myself feel a little better when I sleep at night. A lot of people get worried and feel like, okay, this is the end of crypto, this is the end of NFTs, but folks, has that ever happened before? When Ethereum went from 1800 down to 150, was it the end of Ethereum? No, and I don't think that's ever going to happen again. Let's be honest, guys, NFTs and crypto are here to stay, and if you have that conviction, you'll be able to survive these bear markets a little bit easier. When I wake up every day in the morning, I don't worry particularly about losing every penny I own in crypto because I believe in it. I believe in 5 years people will want to own Bitcoin and Ethereum. That, to me, is the number one reason why I am able to make investments, especially in Solana and other coins out there, without batting an eye. Another thing that I also think is worth getting out of the way is, guys, don't be too overexpended. Make sure you have a good, diverse portfolio in stocks, perhaps coins / collectibles, precious metals. You know the deal. I don't need to tell you how to invest, but try to have a spread where every NFT is not your entire net worth, please. Well, let's say we are trying to ape into some NFTs. What do we do? Well, I think the obvious answer is to take that blue chip you've always wanted to buy and freaking buy it, man, because I think now is probably the best chance you'll ever get. Take a look at a project like DeGods, for example, which normally on any other day would have a floor of $22,000, presuming that Solana is around 100. Right now, with the current price of Solana here being at $65, makes a lot of sense to ape into some projects like, say, DeGods or OK Bears that in the future will probably be a lot tougher to access. And even if you don't believe that this floor will maintain, it's probably worth buying the liquid Solana so you can afford that in the future. And that ties into tip number 2. So the second thing that comes to mind is, folks, look at all of these coins. Look at all of them. They are literally bleeding red. Now, a very common thing I see done that I think a lot of people mistake is they'll take a look and say, oh, Ethereum's down, I'm gonna buy some Ethereum, where actually you might make some better gains by making a simple conversion. So if we look on the week, Ethereum here is down around 16%. That's bad, but you know what's worse? Solana here, down 24%. The other day, I took just about all my Ethereum and converted it to Solana. Why? Because that Ethereum got further being converted to Solana than vice versa, since Solana is down more, and ultimately, I believe Solana will go up more on an upswing. So, presuming we have an excellent bull market coming in or some excellent buying wave sometime in the next month, I could see Ethereum maybe hitting 3,000 again, where Solana I could see perhaps hitting 100 or 120, presuming we get some periods of good news. So, the goal here is to try to get the most bang for your buck, and obviously, converting whatever coin you have into another coin that is down worse, while perhaps maybe riskier, I think ultimately is worth it. And Solana right now, being only $65, I think is the cheapest it will be for a long time here to come. If we take a look at the 1-year graph, of course, you guys can see that last June, we were actually down in the 30s and 40s for a while there, but had an excellent rally all the way up to 250, as you guys may remember. And to be honest, I think that is very feasible again. I do not think we are hitting $1 Solana anytime in our lifetime. But before we go any further, guys, let's talk a little bit about my Patreon. I have worked tirelessly to make this the best NFT group out there. By joining my Patreon, you guys get literally an insane amount of content. You'll get a custom Discord role, direct access to me in a DM, full access to Matt's NFT dojo, crypto and altcoin trade signals, access to my exclusive NFT watch list, whitelist opportunities, priority access to my live streams, and so much more. To be honest with you guys, I think it's a steal for only $10 a month. And of course, if you guys would like to talk to me over voice in a voice call, you guys could always join the Emerald and above tier, which has that offered. Currently, there are hundreds of people joining the Patreon every month, and they absolutely love it. Link down below in the description. Another thing to do during this time is to catch new mints. So many people are disillusioned with crypto, disillusioned with NFTs, that they might not be minting projects that could be perhaps one day very desirable. Now, I don't know which of these particular launchpad drops is the best per se, but definitely do your homework, do your research, try to follow the Solana community, because honestly, there are a lot of projects which will launch you won't know about, and hey, might end up becoming the next OK Bears or the next DGOT. It's very possible things like this have happened before. OK Bears, I mean, was really an example of a project that was just minted, no one really expected much of, and then absolutely exploded to a floor of like 200 overnight. So definitely do keep those things in mind. And if you're looking for some new projects, you know what to do, guys. Check out the Patreon watch list. It's blacked out now. Hey, top secret. Check out the Patreon down below in the description, folks. I keep all of the projects that I'm looking at here on this list. And again, I do think you guys overall might like it, given the fact I provide a full list of mints coming up in the future that I personally believe in. The final bit of information I wanted to give you guys before this video ends is just to tell you, hey man, take it easy. Don't worry too much about a market dip like this because, to be honest, everything is down. Inflation is at an all-time high in the United States economy. The stock market is down. There are tons of reasons why investments right now may look a little dreary, but keep in mind, folks, during times of good news and good events and whatnot, you will see a rebound. It will happen. I am positive. NFTs are not vanishing overnight. And again, that is a fear I think everybody lives with to an extent, but I'm pretty convinced they won't. Right now, you want to take this opportunity to get as much liquid as you can. So that way in the future, one day, hey, there's this new NFT coming out, or this NFT just launched at that 50 Solana. I want to get in before it hits 100. Hey, I've got a bunch of Solana laying around from when I made that investment back when Solana was around $65. So that's kind of the way you got to be thinking. Solana ultimately has a lot going for it, and I think people realize that. It's extremely fast, extremely low transaction fees, and while being a little bit centralized, I think we know that can be fixed here in the future. So I think the network one day will not be going down all the time. I think even more Ethereum money is going to move into the Solana industry, and ultimately that's what I think you guys should be thinking about. Try to look down the line and look at the light at the end of the tunnel here in perhaps 6 months or a year. There is never a permanent bear market. It's never happened. It hasn't happened with the precious metal industry, with the stock market industry, with anything. There has never been a permanent bear market. There always is a resurgence. So if you believe in NFTs, which I do, and if you believe in crypto overall, don't sweat this as much as a lot of people are. I know I'm not, because I believe in my projects. And to be honest, guys, the floors on a lot of these projects are not doing all that bad. We take a look at OK Bears. Floor is 136. You know, this might not be a bad time to buy on the chance it may hit 200 one day. You look at something like DGOD's floor of 220. That's pretty good. I mean, 220 is not far off from where they were sitting around a week ago. So, you know, you could browse Magic Eden. There are tons of different projects on here that I think are genuinely good. And again, if you wanted to buy a Solana Monkey business right now for 185 SOL, you could get that SOL for a lot cheaper at only 65 bucks. And hey, Solana Monkey business is not putting you in permanent bank debt here to purchase. So hey, just a few things to keep in mind. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Again, drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new. Let me know your thoughts on everything I said down below in the comments. And of course, check out the Patreon down below. My name is Matt. See you all on the next one. Peace.